Hey everyone, Deb here with Deb Helps Crafty Cottage. I'm here for the Joy of Blue collaboration, but this month I did decide to work with the April 2023 Show Us Your Sheet Load. No scraps it says, and use your 6x6 paper. So I went looking through my Stampin' Up! Paper first, and because I have a lot of it, and I have other paper too, don't worry. But this time I pulled out these 22 to 24 in color sheets. The colors are staying over one more year with Stampin' Up! But these particular papers, which I really liked the patterns from 22 to 23, the incoming ones, I'm probably not going to get, but I really love these patterns so much so that I bought 2 packs of the in color ones, which happens to have Tahitian Tide and Starry Sky. And also there's an Orchid Oasis, which is like a shade lighter than the Starry Sky. It's more of a purple, dark purple. So those are the papers I used, and there's a floral with a plaid and a stripe with a dots on the back. So I used one of each sheet in that color and one of each sheet in this color. Now that said, I did not get the 6 cards per colorway intended because I just ran out of time, but I'm going to work on them, and you can come back on April 30th and see all the cards I made. I'm going to show you 3, and I'm going to show you how I'm headed. For the ones I'm going to show you, 2 of them, I used the Thinking of You. I used that on all 3. One of them, I think, I did the background card base, tone on tone with this splatter. I didn't really care for it, so I stopped. And for some of them, I am going to color this, and but I didn't. For this go round, I used these 2 dies, and I die cut them out of white cardstock, and then I used alcohol markers to color them. And on 2 of them, instead of using this, I did put the sentiment there, but I put it in this die cut that came with this meadow dies. Yeah, meadow dies that goes with Quiet Meadow, and these are continuing next year in the new Stampin' Up! Catalog, which I happened to get yesterday and saw. I don't think it's bundled anymore, so if you want the bundle, go get it with your demonstrator. I also used a few of these Fun Flowers resin shapes, which are retiring soon. And these are retiring too, and I only used a few of these in, I don't even know what these are called, 21, 23 in color opal rounds in the Fresh Freesia I used. And then for alcohol markers, I used Granny Apple Green, light and dark, Orchid Oasis, light and dark on one card, and then on the other card, I used Fresh Freesia, light and dark with Granny Apple Green. And on one of them, I brought in just a little bit of a yellow, and I think it was So Saffron Dark. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, these are those opals. And so, let me show you the ones I have finished. I have all the card bases and all the pieces, the panels made. And some, I did stamp some of these because I had scrap, 3/4 inch scrap paper. And I just went ahead and stamped them in Starry Sky. Okay, so these are the ones I have finished. Now this color, I did 2 variations with the floral paper. I don't really like this one. I think it's too plain. This one is the one I did the splatter in the background. And I wrapped the Starry Sky ribbon from Stampin' Up! Around it. It adds a little sparkle, and then I did use the resin flowers to bring in the flowers, but I just feel like it's missing something. So I might add a few, I don't know what I'm going to add, maybe nothing. This is one I used the Fresh Freesia, colored in the white, and then I used, I'm pretty sure it was dark So Saffron, and then I used light and dark Granny Apple Green for the stems. And this one just has the Fresh Freesia little dots, and this is stamped in Starry Sky, I believe. And then I did one in the darker color. And okay, so this is Tahitian Tide. This color is Tahitian Tide. And the panel I just made be white. Another thing I thought about doing, but it's too late because I have all my panels made, is texturing the panel, or putting down another panel that's almost the size of the card front with a textured background. I could do that, but then that's going to make it really thick, so I don't know if I'll do that or not. This one, it's Starry Sky background, Starry Sky here, but I thought this color looked an awful lot like the Orchid Oasis, so that's what I used for the matte. And then I did use just white for the label, and I only had one more in the open pack of the green Parakeet Party flower, so I used one of those and two of the Starry Sky. But the ribbon is the Orchid Oasis in this case, I think, yeah. And to show you the difference in those colors, I believe this ribbon is discontinuing or retiring as of the end of this month too, if it's not already gone. This is Starry Sky, and this is Orchid Oasis in the ribbon. But it's a sparkly ribbon, and I hadn't even opened the Orchid Oasis yet. The Starry Sky I've used several times. I'm actually getting lower on that. It won't hurt me when these are gone. They're okay. They're a little slippery, and they do have a tendency to fray at the end. But they're thin ribbons, so I put a little bow right on the top of the label on the stems, like a bouquet. And that's it. I have not done anything with the inside yet. So those are the three I have for Joy of Blue, a darker blue and a bright turquoise blue. And as you can see over here, I have more made. So what ended up happening is I got 3 with the flowers and the stripe for each colorway. And I think I'm going to make all of them thinking of you. Oh, this one, I cut this piece somehow wrong. But I had, like, one of them was 1 1/4 inch, so I cut it down, but I flipped it over and just put the thin strip that I was missing of the floral, and I kind of like how that looks. It ties in the floral. So those are going to be thinking of you, probably. But these, I'm actually thinking of, this was the other patterns available. It's plaid and polka dots. So 2 I did with plaid and 1 with polka dot. These I'm thinking of making, these anyway, happy birthday cards, and possibly these too, but in a more masculine way, because I think the darker color lends itself to more masculine. So I might go looking through my more masculine stamp sets and see what I can come up with. So that's where I'm headed with those. And these I might make more for like a younger person or a summertime birthday kind of thing, because they remind me of summer. Right, so I'll see what I come up with. I'm going to be working with these the next few hours, but you won't see them, the finished ones, until April 30th. So come back and see what I've done with the other, let's see, I have 3 out of 12, 9 cards. And I'll have 12 cards, 6 in Tahitian Tide and 6 in the Starry Sky with Orchid Oasis. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Just give you some ideas of what you can do with one sheetload of cards diagram. You don't have to make all of them exactly the same. I mean, for somebody that would like a plainer card, this would be fine. I wasn't real keen on, I think this was the first one I did, I wasn't real keen on how I did the dots, which is part of that stamp set. I love how this looks, but I do want to do some coloring, so maybe for the next one, you know, the stamp set had that flower, uh-oh, I'm losing dies, this flower that I think would be beautiful with this, or, let me get my die before I roll over it with my chair or lose it otherwise. I also pulled out another stamp set, which actually this one's continuing. This one's retiring because it has this, but it also has these that go with this flowers and leaves punch. These are both retiring at the end of this month if they're not already gone. And I could make a couple of them thank you cards. I even thought about taking those strips that go across and putting these little flowers across it instead of the sentiment, and then having a sentiment on the inside or something, and just having flowers, you know, like flowers over here with little strip of flowers going across. So I think I might do that on one or two. So yeah, there's going to be a variety of cards, and I'll have them done and up on a video for there it goes again. Oh, it's a different one, for April 30th. So come back and watch that. Sorry, Sarah, I didn't get much more than this made. Also, I will not have a jewelry video on my other channel this month for this collab. I've been working on my taxes. They're finally submitted as of yesterday. Taxman wasn't nice to me this year, so yeah. Anyway, they're in, they're submitted, they're scheduled to be paid, and all that jazz. So I will talk to you again very soon. Hugs, love, and peace, and thank you, Sarah, Crafting and Relaxing, for hosting this beautiful, Blue-tiful collab. Bye for now.